All right, what is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I know I said probably not going to do a post-game show. This one just an audio version only. Lakers over the Golden State Warriors 115 to 113. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great night and enjoying some time with family. I'm sure some food, some friends, the entire thing, and a nice W for the Los Angeles Lakers over the Golden State Warriors. So we're going to break it all down. I am doing a show live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., so we'll get a little bit further in depth on everything. But tonight, I just wanted to do kind of an instant reaction here to the Lakers over the Golden State Warriors. What a solid win. And when I say a solid win, I'm not trying to hype up or say that the Golden State Warriors are a really good team. But what I'm trying to tell you is Anthony Davis played a total of 7 minutes in this game. The Lakers were on the road against the Warriors, pretty much controlled the entire game. I know the end got close. I don't know really what Max Christie was doing, staying under a screen with Draymond Green and asking Austin Reaves to go out there. Steph Curry hits the three to tie up the game. But when the dust settled, Austin Reaves, huge tonight. Rui Hachimura, huge tonight. Max Christie, phenomenal tonight. Dalton Connect. There was a Dalton Connect sighting for the first time in about 2 or 3 weeks. Christian Coloco, great minutes for him, trying to do everything he can to help as best as he can, knowing that Anthony Davis wasn't in the game. Guys like Cam Reddish, I thought gave some good minutes. I thought Gabe Vincent gave some decent minutes, even though the man cannot hit a three-pointer. But overall for the Lakers, a solid effort without Anthony Davis, other than the first 7 minutes of the game. They're clearly coming off a bad loss against the Detroit Pistons a couple days ago. But what a great way to respond. So let's get into it. Let me start off here real quick with Austin Reaves, because it was Reaves that had a triple-double tonight. 37 minutes of play. Wasn't perfect. Wasn't the most efficient player. I know a lot of Laker fans were giving him a lot of heat in that last game against Detroit, including myself, because he had 6 turnovers, and every time he had the ball, it felt like Detroit was just bullying him and pushing him around, taking the ball from him. But for Austin Reaves tonight, 26, 10, and 10. A lot of people are going to remember just the shot that he had over over Andrew Wiggins, taking Andrew Wiggins to the basket. But this is what I'll remember with Austin Reaves. I'll remember that the dude had 10 rebounds and 10 dimes on top of the 26 points and the game winner. And, oh, by the way, hit a couple clutch free throws. Him and Max Christie hit a couple clutch free throws there towards the end. What an impressive night for Austin Reaves, trying to step in. You know, I've said this a number of different times before, that Reaves is the third best player on this team. Now, I do think the Lakers still need more talent. We're just talking about this game. There was something that came out a little bit earlier today. I'll get into it tomorrow when I do my live show. But it was about the Lakers' unwillingness to have Austin Reaves in a deal for Zach LaVine. I still think the Lakers need more talent. I don't think Austin Reaves is untouchable, but he's a very, very valuable asset to the Lakers right now. And if they are to trade him, they better make sure that they're getting, the right player for the next few years, because Austin Reaves, not only is he a really good player, but he's also cheap. Guys like $12 to $13 million a year. He's nothing in today's NBA. Just a big-time moment there for Reaves. The Lakers were trying to get LeBron the ball towards the end for that final possession. They couldn't find him. Then all of a sudden, Austin Reaves ends up with it. Doesn't panic. There was a second there. I think there's a lot of guys that in that position with Austin Reaves, they end up kind of firing away maybe an 18-footer or a 22-footer, or they get too cute with the ball. Austin Reaves just put his head down. I think he surprised Andrew Wiggins a little bit. I think when he decided, you know what, I'm getting to the basket, and he blows by Andrew Wiggins, who's, certainly for size-wise, length-wise, that's a great NBA body that you want as a defender. But he got kind of churned the corner on Andrew Wiggins. Now Wiggins is on the right-hand side, trailing him just a little bit, and very clever with that scoop layup that he had, getting it off before Andrew Wiggins can get really get any type of defense on it, or block the shot or deflect the shot or any of that stuff. So Just a really smart, high IQ play for Austin Reaves, and I guarantee you the play wasn't drawn up for him. I guarantee you that the play was drawn up for LeBron. I guarantee you that everybody just assumed the ball was going to go to LeBron. I'm here down in El Cajon, and I'm watching the game. I got my girl, I got my mom. We're all watching the game, and first thing I'm like, LeBron's going to get the ball. LeBron's going to go to the basket. I'm like, he's going to either score or get fouled. Well, they deny him. They did exactly what you're supposed to do if you're the Warriors. But what they did not anticipate is the second most dangerous player on the Lakers would have been Austin Reaves in that situation. Clearly very comfortable with the ball in his hands at the end of the game, and just a big-time play and a big-time possession for him. So game ball, Austin Reaves, 26, 10, and 10, fantastic in 37 minutes of play and just 3 turnovers. We know last game, 6 turnovers. So he cleaned up that portion of it. Let me keep going down the list because there's a lot of guys that I want to recognize in this game. Let me skip here real quick. I'm going to go to Braun, and then I'll start talking about some of the other players. LeBron had 31 tonight, had 10 assists, 12 of 22 from the field, and trying to keep the Lakers in this game. By the way, it really didn't matter what Braun was going to do. Once Anthony Davis is out of the game, you basically need 3 or 4 other players to step up. And if you don't get 3 or 4 other players to step up, then, obviously this is not going to be a game that the Lakers are going to win. And before we know it, that game is going to be over. And LeBron basically just had to give the Lakers 30. And if he gave them any less, they're not winning the game. But it's almost like Bron said, all right, well, guys, you know what? I'll just do what I always do. I'll do my piece. Now I need everybody else to step up. And, certainly the Lakers had a number of different players that also stepped up. And but let me stick with Bron here for a quick second. So Bron drops his 31, 10, and 4. It is interesting. This league, LeBron and Steph Curry, they're still carrying the league, which is kind of crazy to think. A lot of people are thinking, hey, there's a reason why there is trouble right now in the NBA and the ratings aren't as good as they should be. And who's the next star that's going to carry the torch? There's a game going on right now. It's Nikola Jokic and Kevin Durant. The 3 players that have been big pieces of carrying the NBA for the last 15 years plus, KD, Steph Curry, and LeBron James. They're still depending on them to carry them. Here are these 2 teams, these 2 franchises, these 2 specific stars in Steph Curry and LeBron. They're playing a 5:00 game on Christmas Day, and don't tell me that both guys didn't deliver. It's Steph, 8 of 15 from the 3-point line, gets this crazy, stupid, ridiculous 3 in the corner to make it a 1-point game. He hits that 3 over LeBron. Then he hits the ridiculous 28, 30-footer, whatever it was, to tie the game. Steph did everything he can. Bron did everything he can. They're still must-watch, even though they're, well into their 30s. Bron about to turn 40 literally in the next couple of days or so by the end of the year. They're still carrying the league. They're still must-watch TV. There's still casual fans out there like, who's on? Bron's on? Yeah, I'll watch it. Who's on? Steph's on? Cool. Let me check out this game. I don't know who's going to, take the mantle. I don't know who the baton is going to be passed on to kind of carry the league in the NBA. Nikola Jokic doesn't look like he cares. He's just like, yeah, I'll just go about my business and call it a day. Maybe it's Anthony Edwards, but he's super young, and his team, frankly, isn't that good. They had a nice win today. I know they beat Minnesota. I think that's who they beat. I didn't really get to watch any of the NBA games. I watched part of the Celtics Philly and was happy to see how that game went. Yeah, Minnesota over Dallas. Luka got injured in that game. But LeBron made it happen. And like I was mentioning, just LeBron and Steph were brilliant on national TV again, kind of doing what they do. All right, now let's talk about all the other role players. Let me start here real quick. Guys, I'm impressed with Max Christie. And I'm not talking about his numbers per se. 34 minutes of play, 5 of 13 is not efficient. 2 of 8 from the 3-point line is not a stat line that I want to brag about. But he looks comfortable. He looks good out there. He looks like he belongs out there. At least he thinks he belongs. And as long as he thinks he belongs, then he'll start convincing everybody else. I thought Max Christie is kind of finding a way in his own right here now that he's in the starting lineup. Now that, JJ Redick is probably looking at him and certainly valuing what he brings from a defensive standpoint. 16 points is a great stat line for Max Christie. Had 4 rebounds, had 2 assists, hit a couple of clutch free throws. That didn't seem to be a problem for him. They fouled Max Christie, I'm sure, with the strategy of, okay, we'd rather have Christie having to take 2 free throws than a guy like Reaves or a guy like LeBron or whatever the case is. And they wanted to put the pressure on the third-year player in Max Christie. He looked good in that position. It didn't look like it bothered him. Now, he's had some mistakes. I'll be the first one to tell you. I watched the replay because they showed it 38 times of Steph Curry hitting that 3. I'm not sure what he was doing on defense. I don't know why you'd be worried about Draymond Green. Why don't you just have 2 guys blitz Steph Curry? Who cares if Draymond Green gets the ball? Who cares? Nobody cares. I think that was a mistake on his part. He was kind of telling Austin Reaves, hey, you switch. He started. Max Christie was guarding Steph initially. Then a Draymond screen came, and Max Christie did nothing to help Austin Reaves. So areas like that he's going to have to improve on, but give the man certainly a lot of credit tonight. I got another person I want to give credit to. Rui Hachimura hit some big buckets for the Lakers. 18 points, 6 of 12 from the field, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. I like when I get a chance to talk positively about Rui because I think a lot of people had higher expectations for him, and I think all people want to see from Rui Hachimura is some consistency, and we haven't been able to see that. So Rui to drop 18, to be so efficient from the field. I thought some of the threes he hit were in such critical moments in the game where it looked like, hey, if the Lakers don't get a bucket here, the momentum's all with the Warriors. And maybe they're going to get over the hump and the Warriors would go down 8. They'd go down 10, and then they cut it down to 4. They'd cut it down to 3. Then it'd go back up to 6 and 8, and Lakers will look take control. But a couple of those big buckets was Rui hitting a big 3, or Max Christie had a nice or hit a 3 at one point as well. I know Cam Reddish had a couple opportunities, but I thought Rui was great. Want to give that man his credit as well. Okay, that handles the starting lineup right there. If you're going to beat any team and you don't have your star player, you need more than just your starters to contribute, but big-time numbers from the starting unit. Look at this. LeBron, 31. Austin Reaves, 26. Rui Hachimura, 18. And Max Christie with 16. And you know how many points Anthony Davis had in those 7 minutes? 0. So that's how big all those players were in the starting lineup. You still need more. Here's where the other pieces came from. Dalton Connect, 13 points and 7 rebounds. Guys, I had somebody tell me in the chat, this was a couple days ago, I'm glad I kept the receipt for that Dalton Connect jersey. I'm like, listen, give the man more time. But I also told him, if you want to hold on to your receipt, I don't blame you. Times are tough right now. Jerseys aren't cheap. If you want to hold on to that receipt, that's fine. I get where you're coming from. Connect had a good game tonight. And still, look, he's not hitting his threes. He was just 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 5 of 9 from the field. But I like that he got 25 minutes. I loved that he got 7 rebounds, was crashing the board. Best plus minus tonight for the Lakers, Dalton Connect, plus 13. The plus 13 was actually the best plus minus of any player on the floor tonight was Dalton Connect. So it was really, really good just to see him get some reps in, look pretty comfortable. The Warriors are a smaller team to begin with, so I'm sure there was some strategy there of wanting to have him in the game. But it was great to see him contribute and help the Lakers get a W. He had 13 points. Gabe Vincent, again, guy couldn't hit a shot if his life depended on it. Still plays tough. Still kind of finding his way, his path, I guess you can call it, with the Lakers. 5 points, just 2 of 7 from the field, but still played 29 minutes and was impactful. Listen, Lakers should have won this game. Let me emphasize something here real quick. They controlled basically 47 minutes of this game. Not literally. I mean, I know in the first quarter, Golden State early on had an 8-point lead, but after that, I felt like Lakers really controlled the game. It's not like Golden State had so many more threes from the Lakers, anything like that. I think threes was 15 to 18. Lakers about 36%, Golden State 40% from the 3-point line. Rebounding was even. What Lakers do turnovers wise? 13 to 9, only 9 turnovers for the Lakers. You guys remember they had 20 against the Detroit Pistons. So overall for the Lake Show, from a team perspective, I actually really thought they were in control of the game. And I don't mean control as they were running away with it up 15 the entire time, but it was Golden State always having to play back. This was the Lakers' win. They deserved this win. They should have had this win. And even though the Warriors made it tough there at the end, and, Steph did what he does, hits a 30-footer to tie the game, the Lakers deserved to win this game. They should have won this game, and they did win this game, 115 to 113. So, again, big-time performance from the Lakers. The players that I talked about, I highlighted all of them. Give Christian Coloco credit as well. I liked how the broadcast was really trying to give him credit. He had 6 rebounds, did everything he can. He only played 9 minutes, so it's not like Coloco's going to get a ton of minutes. Cam Reddish, I thought, was all over the place as well. A couple of steals, just being kind of a nuisance as best as he can. But overall, this is really the definition of a team victory. The Warriors are not, I don't think, I'm not sold on the Warriors, and I think a lot of people are starting to see what this team really is. They're incredibly inconsistent. They're undersized. They depend so much on Steph Curry, and you're not really sure what everybody else is going to do. But this is a good, really good win for the Lakers versus a team that's just right under them in the standings, and also a squad, like we've talked about before, that without Anthony Davis, of course, is going to be an incredible challenge to win any game if Anthony Davis is not in the lineup. Okay, Phoenix and Denver are playing right now. No matter what happens tonight, Denver is going to stay in the number 5 spot, but Lakers sitting at number 6 in the Western Conference, 17-13. Clippers are 17-13. Little bit of a cushion now from Golden State, Minnesota, San Antonio. They got about a game and a half, 2-game lead on some of those other teams. Phoenix can move up, but they're just at 14-14. So the West kind of clearing up a little bit. I will tell you this. I've said this last time I did the show. What was that? Earlier in the week on Monday. I don't think the West is as strong as people thought. I think there's a lot of average teams in the Western Conference, and I'm not sold on the Sacramento Kings. I'm not sold on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Golden State doesn't seem like a team you should be sold on. So there's some teams that are hanging around the Lakers that if you said push comes to shove, I'll take my chances. Phoenix has lost 3 games in a row. So I can't, I'm not 100% sure what a lot of these teams are out there. The other news, obviously, Anthony Davis, like I mentioned, AD. This is something that Dave McMenamin put out there. This was about an hour ago or so. Anthony Davis able to walk without any support after suffering his left ankle sprain, sources told ESPN. He will be considered day-to-day going forward and be reevaluated prior to LA's next game on 12/28. So that's coming up on Saturday versus Sacramento, and it is possible he could return. All right, unfortunately for Anthony Davis, another injury. Now, I will tell you this. AD has been playing through a lot of things, but, obviously there's a lot of times it looks like Anthony Davis, he's holding that wrist, or he's holding his ankle, or he's holding, his just whatever part of his body, his shoulder, he's had that stinger that he's been dealing with. So another injury, unfortunately for him. Let's see when he comes back. But damn, kind of shows a lot to be able to win this game without him. D'Angelo Russell wasn't available tonight for the Lakers as well. He has that left thumb sprain. So Jackson Hayes, D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, a lot of guys that are missing for the Lakers. Anthony Davis doesn't play for all but 7 minutes of the game, and the Lakers are 17-13, and a nice win against the Golden State Warriors. So however you guys want to look at this, however you want to slice and dice it, this is a good W for the Lake Show, and you should feel really good about the win that Lakers were able to grab against the Golden State Warriors. Okay, that's all I got. I wanted to do a quick little 20 here. You know what I mean? It was like like a couple of rounds. I was like, let me give these guys 3-4 rounds. Let me give them a solid. Usually I go about 40, 45 minutes on a post game. Look, Christmas night, we go 20. We'll stick around 20 tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I ask if you guys can subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Would greatly appreciate that. I'm back with you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. I'm going to do my live show. I have a live show coming up Thursday, a live show coming up Friday. Saturday, we'll do a post-game show for the Lakers and the Kings. So we're right back at it. Hope you guys are enjoying your holidays. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys got an opportunity to get a little bit of something of a post-game show here tonight, but really good win for the Lakers. Final score 115-113 over the Golden State Warriors. Hope everybody's having a great Christmas night, and we'll get back with you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody.